A brand new handheld for Xbox Cloud Gaming has been announced, and the September Xbox update is here. All right, guys, before we get into this, I have 4 months to hit my goal of 10,000 subscribers. I see a lot of you are new to this channel. If you are, please consider hitting that subscribe button if you enjoy this video. We got an announcement yesterday that wasn't surprising. This is something that was already announced, that Logitech was working in partnership with Tencent and with Xbox Cloud Gaming to bring over a handheld device that allows you to access all of these different cloud streaming services. We saw leaks already as to what the device was going to look like, and it is exactly as it looks here. And they officially announced the launch of the Logitech G Cloud that will be coming out on October 17th and is available for pre-order now. So you take a look at here. It's a decent looking device. I like how they have the handles coming out, so it looks like it will be easier to hold, better than something like the Nintendo Switch. One of my biggest things when you think about handheld gaming today is you have something like the Steam Deck, which is much bigger than the Nintendo Switch, but a much better feeling device in your hands. And this looks like it's almost closer along the lines of these Steam Decks in terms of its ergonomics. So it's $300 right now if you pre-order it, and then I'm guessing after pre-order, as you see the $350 cross out there, it's going to go up to the $350. And here are the specs of it: 7-inch display, 1920 by 1080, 16 by 9 ratio, has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G. And I looked into that because I don't know too much about phones and all of the different processors and everything in there. And it doesn't seem like the most powerful processor by any means. And you see some of the phones that use it, like the Realme 8 Pro, the Samsung Galaxy A52, the Vivo V20, the Xiaomi Redmi Note 9, the Poco M2 Pro. So these are just some of those phones that use that processor, and that's going to be kind of equivalent to what you can expect in terms of performance when you're playing games via Android on this device, because you will still be able to play downloadable games via the Play Store. As you can see, when you go down here and their advertising, their main thing is going to be accessing games via the cloud. They even have Xbox Cloud Gaming right there on the home screen. And then there's also GeForce Now, Steam Link. You can also use this for remote play connected to your Xbox, which is something that's actually pretty cool. If you're just at home and you want to play games that are directly on your Xbox hard drive, you can even use things like the Steam Deck. You can use your phone, all that type of stuff. And it works very, very well. So this will just give you another avenue for the remote play features. Now, Xbox put out an article themselves talking about this, showing that they are partnering with them to get Xbox Cloud Gaming on there. And one of the main things they emphasize is basically their strategy of allowing people to play anywhere on any device, saying this: since launching the Xbox Cloud Gaming beta 2 years ago, we've continued to expand device support, bringing Halo Infinite to entry-level PCs, Forza Horizon 5 to iOS phones and tablets, Microsoft Flight Simulator to Xbox One, and hundreds of games to even more devices like 2022 Samsung Smart TVs. As we look ahead, we will continue to meet people on the devices they already own. And then they go down to highlight the Logitech G Cloud Gaming handheld, again coming to North America on October 17th. So there's a couple of things with this. We're really getting the landscape of the video game industry and where Xbox is going. I mean, we've known this for the last 2 years, or really since they launched Xbox Cloud Gaming. We've known what their goal is, and it is to kind of get away from having to lock people to their devices. So I see more things like this happening when companies come out and they want to create these devices that games are going to be able to be played on, whether they're dedicated handhelds or they just have a gaming section to the actual device itself. Xbox is going to be approached by a lot of these companies to get cloud gaming on there, to get Xbox Game Pass on those devices, and they're always going to be open and willing to do that because it just means more access to more people if they decide to go the route of picking up something like this to play. One thing with this device is that I find it pretty pricey, like $300. To me, it's not that enticing of a buy because it is cloud gaming. You're not actually able to run any of this stuff natively, and you're really going to have to always be strapped to a strong internet connection to get the most out of it. For me, it's a hard sell for $300. Then after the pre-orders are $350, when you could think about just literally buying an Xbox Series S. And I guess you would say, well, people who want something handheld wouldn't even be thinking about an Xbox Series S. And that's definitely true. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people are going to be buying this and then be playing it at home because that's where they're going to have their best internet connection. It's going to be tough to get the most out of this when you're just out and your internet connection isn't strong enough to support a good experience with things like Xbox Cloud Gaming and NVIDIA GeForce Now. So we'll see how this all plays out. I think this is a little expensive, and I feel like this thing is going to drop in price relatively soon. I don't know how popular it will actually be, but it would be interesting to try it out, see how it functions, see how it feels in your hands, and then just see how good the screen is and what that brings to the table as well. Because if the screen is very, very good and does give you good viewing angles, good colors, and all of that type of stuff, that could be a little bit more incentive for people to go out and buy it. When it comes to handheld gaming screens, the OLED Switch, I think right now is probably one of the best experiences out there for that. The Steam Deck has a decent screen, but I think the OLED has it by a little bit. But it's just the Steam Deck overall as an entire package is by far the best handheld gaming device out there. All right, jumping over here to September's Xbox update. There are some pretty cool features here that you all may be interested in checking out once they roll out to your console. They are rolling out now to everybody. They obviously vary in terms of when you're actually going to be getting it. But here are the updates. So first of all, they're releasing that new white Elite Series 2 controller, the core version that doesn't come with all of the additional things like the extra thumbsticks, the D-pad, and the case and all of that type of stuff. They're selling it solely as the core version where you have just the default stuff that comes with it. And then if you want to go and upgrade and get all the extra little features for it, you spend the extra $60, I believe, to get the pack with the case and then all of the other pieces that you could put onto the core Elite controller. So with the release of the Xbox Elite Series 2 core controller, they're also updating the Xbox accessories app. As you can see here, you're now going to be able to customize the color of your Xbox button and get it pretty much to however you want it, with changing the hue and the saturation. You can see an example of it here. It's pretty cool that you're going to finally be able to do that. I think this is something people have wanted for a while, just being able to change the color of it. They added dimming for the Xbox button a while ago, which was something that people had been asking for. Now we're finally getting that color change. So I'm definitely going to be utilizing that and customizing it from the white light to just something different. Now, it does say here that it is only for the Xbox Elite Series 2 controllers, unless I'm not reading this properly, but it says that's why we are excited to announce color customization for the Xbox button on Xbox Elite Series 2 controllers. They don't mention the other controllers, but it would be awesome if you just brought this over for every single Xbox controller out there, especially if you have a bunch of controllers that are the same colors. It would be an easy way to differentiate whose controller is who just by changing the actual color of the Xbox button. One of the things that I miss, I know this is going back all the way to the Xbox 360 days, but was the Xbox button on the 360 where it had those 4 lights around it and you could easily tell which controller was which, whose controller was who, and just by looking at the controller. And that's been gone since the Xbox One, but I would love to see something like that added back to Xbox in one of these updates. And moving down here to an update to your library page, and this is something I'm very happy to see is finally coming. They're slightly revamping the actual library page, just making it easier to navigate and then figure out where your games are, what subscription they are part of, and all that type of stuff. So it says here, the My Games and Apps full library view has been redesigned to streamline access to all games you have access to, install, and play. All games now shows all the games you own, as well as any games you have access to with your current Xbox subscription. So Game Pass, EA Access, claim games with gold, all of that type of stuff. And you can see a picture of it here. And what I like about this from what they have done is they've added this bar here at the top where you just scroll across and it'll have all of the games that you own depending on what subscription or if they're owned in your library. Much easier than what we have right now with just the like drop down menus and stuff like that. So happy that this has been added. Yes, it's a small addition, but I think it just makes it easier to navigate and it looks pretty good up here with the bar going across horizontally. They're adding the ability for you to be able to select storage locations for your games and apps. You can actually go in and manage these and set defaults so you can choose where optimized Series X and S games are going to be downloaded, where your backwards compatibility games are going to be downloaded, and then where your apps are going to be downloaded, so it doesn't accidentally download all of your games right onto your internal hard drive. And then if you want to keep them downloaded but put them on a different part, you're gonna have to transfer them to an external hard drive or something like that. And obviously with the optimized Xbox Series X and S games, you have to download them to the internal drive or to the Seagate expansion card to be able to play them. But at the same time, sometimes people just want to download them, store them on an external hard drive, and then transfer them over when they're ready to play it. They're adding some more sharing options here to the game bar for Windows PC, something that has already been added, I believe, to the Xbox app, which is basically just being able to share your pictures and gameplay via a link. An easy way to do this, fast. People don't have to download anything to see it. So I like that ability to do that. And here they're adding something that was shown off earlier, which I think is a good thing, and it is noise suppression for party chats. As you know, you jump into parties sometimes, there's stupid background noise going on, music, and just random things you don't want to hear. And this is going to hopefully take care of that now with this noise suppression option, which is supposed to take out background noise and music. So when you're talking to people, you just hear their voice. You don't hear all of the extracurricular stuff that's going on in the background. And then finally, they've made an addition here to the Xbox app, and that is the ability to be able to jump into old parties that you already had with friends from previous play sessions. They've added a new start party button, and you can see here, go over to parties, you see most recent, you hit start, and it'll jump right back into this party with people you have previously played with. Just makes it easy and seamless and makes you not have to start a brand new party every single time. So all in all, not the biggest update in the world, but definitely some cool things to take advantage of here, like changing the Xbox button color on your Elite Series 2. Hopefully, like I said, they bring that over to everything. I haven't tested it out, but based off of what I've read in that article, it seems like it is really only for the Elite Series controllers. And then noise suppression. I think this is going to be a game changer for parties, for people who jump into parties where there's just stupid background music going on all the time. But that's it for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the Logitech G Cloud handheld gaming device that I think a lot of people are going to be picking that up for Xbox Cloud Gaming in particular. Is this something you're interested in? Do you think the price is too high? And what are your overall thoughts on the look of it? And what do you think about those new September Xbox updates? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here and you liked what you saw, consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video. We'll be right back.